Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources and music and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbody description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you, and today is Saturn's Day, aka Saturday, March 25th, 2023.
Not Sun's Day.
No, it's not Sun's Day. No, I had a weird dream last night where I was transported to another realm, and I swear to God, I lived out all of Saturday. I remember distinctly a conversation you and I had.
Yeah?
You know? I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to relive the day. I was literally just thinking, what if I talk to you about this and we have the exact same conversation and everything was actually a premonition? Like the old idiom, no, seriously, the old idiom, for those who go out of their way to try to prevent their destiny, they actually cause it. The predictions.
Not gonna change it, that's for darn sure.
Yeah, so, I'm not, I don't know. So, yeah, no, my screens are tremendously dirty.
Wow.
So, but anyway, let's start us off with history today, shall we? Let's start off in the year 1.
Year 1?
Year 1, and I'm not talking about the movie. We got the origin of Dionysian incarnation of the world.
I have no idea even what that means.
Dionysian. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Let's Google that. Dionysus Exiguus. Because Dionysus did not place the incarnation in an explicit year, competent scholars have deduced both AD 1 and 1 BC. Dionysus was a patron god of the Orphics, who they connected to death and immortality, and he symbolized the one who guides the process of reincarnation. So I guess just like the reincarnation of the world.
Okay.
Dionysus Exiguus, yeah. Dionysus Exiguus, English Dennis the Little, flourished 6th century AD, I believe. Celebrated 6th century canonist who is considered the inventor of the Christian calendar, the use of which spread through the employment of his new Easter tables. So this is something to do with Christianity. So we all know that BC stands for before Christ.
Right.
And AD stands for after death.
Right.
As far as the Christian calendar is concerned.
Yeah.
So I believe this is correlated to that. I believe this is when they decided that when 1 AD was, when 1 BC was, in order to
So this was just a mere 2,300 years ago.
2200.
Well, 2300.
No.
So 0 would be your first birthday, so 2,300.
But this is 1.
Oh, 1. Okay.
Yeah, so we deduct 1.
Okay.
Because if it was 23 years, then it's 2024.
True.
So, anyway, the year 31, we got the first Easter according to the calendar maker Dionysus Exiguus. So, back, remember, he was, this happened in the year 50.
Right.
So, I believe this is retroactively, okay, this is when this happened, this is when that happened. But 421, Friday at 12 p.m., so on noon, city of Venice was founded.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like everything, it's slowly sinking, So it's really trippy to think that one of these days, relatively soon, there won't really be much of a Venice left. Because, what are they going to do? Continue bringing land in? That only works, so much. How much money are they going to dump in before they're just okay, we're done?
Yeah. Well,
they already have.
What's your relative soon mean?
Well,
1,000 years?
No, 50, maybe 100. Because they already have water coming up to several feet above the ground. Up in the canals and everything.
Yeah.
During high tides, and they are working on a whole thing of water stoppers, You know, the gates and everything.
Yeah.
That they're actually putting up in Texas too right now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a whole bunch of water stoppers. So, anyway, let's move on up here. Going on up into the year 1199, King Richard I, the Lionheart of England, was wounded by a crossbow bolt while fighting France, led to his death on April 6th. Oh, wow. All right, so this is the end of his road here.
So he died like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Yeah, roughly. Can you imagine, like, back in those days, like, no morphine, no anything, like, they didn't even have whiskey. I don't think.
How's that possible?
I don't know. But I mean, like, you're just sitting there in agony and you just gotta ride it out. Like, and hopefully the leeches do their job. Like, crazy. So, anyway, 1306, Robert the Bruce was crowned Robert I, King of Scots, having killed his rival John Comyn, Lord of Badenoch. Alright.
To sum up your King Edward I, he got wounded. He got shot with an arrow, and it took 2 weeks to die.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You're just sitting there, with your wound, festering, turning gangrenous, aching, succumbing to the infection, spreading. Oh, God. That's awful. 1436 Florentine Cathedral, Catedral di Santa Maria del Fiore, with the then the largest dome in the world by Filippo Brunelleschi, with support from Cosimo de' Medici, was consecrated by Pope Eugene IV, begun in 1296. So it took a couple hundred years. Mm-hmm. So, Florentine Cathedral. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if I can find a picture. Images. There we go. And actually, let's see. Let's bigger this. Huh. Yeah, that's a pretty big dome.
Yeah.
All the way in the 1400s they built that? Wow. Well, he started.
The flying buttresses on the side there?
Oh, yeah.
Below?
Oh, yeah.
That was the way they got their support for open spaces.
Mm-hmm. Trying to find
Did you see the picture of? I just saw a glimpse of it. There it is down there. The inside of it shooting up at the dome.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah.
The rotunda.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, what a lot of people don't realize is, like, especially with a dome that high up and that big, these paintings look small. No, they're probably actually bigger than actual people.
Could be,
yeah. Because we went to, Washington.
How do they do that? On their back up there, on scaffolding.
With candlelight.
How do they get the dimensions right now? Like, good Lord.
Yeah, like the Sistine Chapel, I know it's not Medici. What was his name? Michelangelo did the Sistine?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I was just trying to find a flying buttress. But anyway, let's move on up. 1581, Portuguese courts called Philip II King of Portugal. Okay. Good old Thimblehead. We got a historic invention, 1584. English explorer Walter Raleigh renewed Humphrey Gilbert's patent to explore North America. Huh. How's that an invention, though? So sometimes we come across things that are miscategorized. Oh my God, this guy's eyes are not done well. Did you see that?
Maybe he looked like that.
Oh God, good old chameleon. He had one eye. 1598, Cornelius D. Houtman's fleet departed Amsterdam for the East Indies in Indonesia on his second voyage. Well, as I said, I hope that wasn't what he actually looked like, because he's leading ships with those eyes.
It looks like he's saying, I gotta go again.
1609, Henry Hudson embarked on an exploration for Dutch East India Company to find a passage to Asia. Huh. I'm not sure if the people actually been picking you up, because I think they have. I'm not sure. Anyway,
probably better if they didn't.
Well, I don't know, because all of a sudden then I'm just like, talking with myself.
There you go. Yeah.
Not that I need any assistance proving I'm mentally disabled. So, anyway, 1655, astronomer Christian Huygens discovered Saturn's largest moon, Titan. It's discovered Titan. Cool. Jupiter has like 26 moons or something crazy. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Actually, hold on a second. How many moons does Jupiter have? I was wrong. 80 to 95.
Whoa!
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, I was like, I thought I was kind of highballing it. I thought maybe they might have 30. No,
So you're always going to have a full moon somewhere.
somewhere. No. 1740, construction began on the evangelist George Whitfield's Bethesda Orphanage in Georgia. All right. And this guy looks very religious. 1753, Voltaire left the court of Frederick II of Prussia. All right. 1776, Continental Congress authorized a medal for George Washington. Mm-hmm. All right. Britain abolished the slave trade, 1807. Remember, I was talking to you about this a while ago.
Yeah.
That the UK they damn near bankrupted their entire country, abolishing the slave trade, restructuring how the entire country works and operates. Because that's a massive change.
Yeah.
You got to start paying people. Okay, that goes down the line. That increases prices of things.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it was up until either 2004 or 2014. I don't remember which. I want to say 2004. People were still, paying off the back debt of that. Mm. It took that much time, almost 200 years.
What would the debt be? Because they're paying off.
Well, to balance things out.
The economy went in the tank and they had to finally pay it back?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, so
I didn't know if you were talking about reparation or what.
No,
No. Because that didn't exist.
Yeah. But in 1807, British Parliament abolished the slave trade throughout the British Empire, penalty of £120 per slave introduced for ship captains. Okay, so they're initially finding just the ship captains and such. But yeah, and I would, go down that rabbit hole right now on air, but I don't even know how to start, researching all that. But I read that a while ago, and I mean with how economies, are, when they take a significant blow like that, it does take a while for them to heal,
Yeah.
Like imagine if a big old chunk got cut out of your arm. Well, you gotta heal it.
Yeah.
So that takes a while. 1807, George Canning became British Foreign Secretary. All right, and that's really creepy. He's just staring directly into the camera.
Yeah.
It's not a profile. He's just looking at you. He's like, "I'm coming for you at 2 a.m." God. We got a historic expedition, 1846. German explorer Ludwig Leichhardt arrived in Sydney to a hero's welcome after completing his exploration of Australia's Northern Territory. All right. Event of interest, in 1863, the first U.S. Army Medal of Honor was awarded to 6 Army soldiers by U.S. Secretary of War Edwin Stanton in Washington. The first Medal of Honors.
Yeah.
So
that
1863. So it has to be Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first. Was that the first major engagement or the first engagement ever since we were founded as a nation?
After our independence, that would be the first one.
Yeah.
But obviously England was the first one, fighting England.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was watching a clip from the movie Glory, and they're reminiscing how ironic it was that their grandfathers fought to found this nation, and now they are fighting to make it whole once again. Because it was 1776.
Yeah.
And then 1860s.
Yeah.
It was 90 years after we actually 80 years after we formed as a nation. We didn't even last 1 century before almost falling apart, which 80 years actually is pretty good when you think about it. So.
Well, it's a pretty short time, really.
It is. There's people still alive since before the country was existent.
Yeah, true.
So, if they're lucky, if they're in their 90s, 100s.
Yeah, which was really unusual then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was still probably a few.
But anyway, we got the story of Ryder O. Henry's short life. 1898, Ryder O. Henry was sentenced to 5 years in prison for embezzling $854 from a bank, reportedly to pay for his sick wife's medical bills. He went on to write many classics while in jail, including Whistling Dick's Christmas Stocking. Huh.
Never heard of that.
I have not either. $854 in 1898. Let's see how much money. 1898 has the purchasing power of Well, it's not telling me. 1898 value. How much is a dollar from the past? Okay, it says here $31,954.90.
It's a lot of medical bills.
Yeah. Well, that's just getting yourself signed in today's world when you think about it. Like, moving on up, we got 1917. Canadian flying ace Billy Bishop claimed his first victory, shooting down and mortally wounding German Lieutenant Thaler. All right, so the.
How would he know who he was?
Well, we figure out after the fact, like, because this is a history show. We know.
Yeah.
In the year 1919, Woodrow Wilson's dream of a League of Nations became a reality after the League Covenant was adopted at the Paris Peace Conference. All right, it took a couple times. We about sometime last week, I reported on the U.S. actually was opposed to the Treaty of Versailles. After the First World War at first, because they wanted to remain isolationist. They didn't want to sign it because that would put them, as part of the League of Nations. We didn't want to be part of that. Like, the whole world can just go, F itself, just leave us alone. We want to be in our pocket. But just like Japan, we realized that we couldn't do that, because everybody else is working together and advancing faster than you would on your own, and eventually, one day down the line, you'll become somebody else. If you don't grow with everybody else, compete.
Yeah.
So 1934, the first Augusta National Invitation Tournament, Masters Golf. Horton Smith won with 20-foot birdie putt at the 17th hole, one stroke ahead of Craig Wood. That's lucky.
Tiger's father.
Ah, Tiger.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Why do you prey on my ignorance of sports?
I don't know.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, oh no, I was lying because I'm a poopy head. You dingleberry. 1937, it is revealed Quaker Oats paid Babe Ruth $25,000 per year for ads. Okay.
Wow.
Well, it's kind of sad that in today's world that doesn't seem like a big deal when it was back then, so that really tells me how far we've fallen. How much ads have really gotten into our lives to the point where it's just part of it. So, but...
Well, it's not what they paid for the ads, it's what they paid him.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're still paying him.
Yeah.
The whole advertisement thing. I hate ads. I understand ads, but at the same time, if your product isn't good enough for people to be talking about, if you have to shove it in people's faces, like, hey, look at my stuff, look at my stuff, look at my stuff, is it really worth buying it? That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, 1943, Jimmy Durant and Gary Moore premiered on radio. Huh.
I didn't know he teamed up with Gary Moore.
Apparently he did. We got a music premiere, 1946, first performance of Igor Stravinsky's Ebony Concerto by Woody Herman and his Thundering Herd at Carnegie Hall, New York City. Thundering Herd. Alright, I heard thundering. Academy Awards, we got the 26 Academy Awards in 1954. From Here to Eternity, Best Film, William Holden and Audrey Hepburn, Best Actor and Actress. Alright, respectively.
Yeah.
Got a Catholic encyclical in 1954 as well. Pope Pius XII encyclical Sacra Virginitatis on consecrated virginity. Okay. And as we know, just to remind people, an encyclical is essentially a Vatican form of a memo. It's just like, oh, hey, did you get the office memo? Like, oh, hey, it's Casual Friday. We're gonna have pizza. Like, essentially, it's their flavor of the week. This is what we're gonna be focusing on.
Gotcha.
Type thing.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I thought I've told you that before.
You may have, but I don't listen to you.
Well, that's obviously known. 1955, United States Customs seized copies of Allen Ginsberg's poem Howl as obscene, and I believe that was the one involving sexual, stuff and whatnot.
I have no clue.
I think we looked it up a while ago, but Allen Ginsberg, Howl. Let's see. Howl, also known as Howl for Carl Solomon, is a poem written by Allen Ginsberg in 1954 through 1955. The poem is dedicated to Carl Solomon. Ginsberg began work on Howl in 1954, but what was the problem with it? Um, uh, Alright, well, this is going to require some digging, so, you know what, I'm just going to post this link in the underbar of the description after the live stream, of course. And if anybody would so please, it's my challenge to the viewers, why was this bad thing? Like, I remember we looked it up.
Of course, you got to look at the time, 55 to 54.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the heart of conservatism, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Alright. Anyway, we've got some sports history here. 1958, Sugar Ray Robinson was first boxing champion to win 5 times. Nice.
Yeah, he was a great one.
1960, D.H. Lawrence's Lady Chatterley's Lover ruled not obscene in New York City. So another, potentially obscene thing. And then we have, in today's world, they're banning, Dr. Seuss and...
Yeah.
They banned... what's it called? To Kill a Mockingbird. Can you believe that?
Well, they're going back and, taking some of our great classic novels and not rewriting them, but reinterpreting some different lines that may be offensive to somebody. So some Yahoo is taking a classic and think they can do better. But they're, if there's some term in there that seems offensive, they're changing the term. Could change the meaning of everything. It's ridiculous. Leave the classics alone. Leave everything alone. Leave stuff as the way the author wanted. You don't like it, don't read it.
I already knew all that. It's just really, I'm about to cry. That's awful. That's actually happening. Because that is changing history. Because eventually down the line, they're gonna completely clean the slate off of all knowledge of the N-word, which is bad. Because if we don't have examples, we don't know how bad it is. We need the bad to know what the good is. Without bad, we can't have good because we have nothing to reference it. Oh my God, people are so dumb. Anyway, 1961, we got the 23rd NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Cincinnati defeated Ohio State 70-65 in overtime. Buckeyes' future Hall of Fame forward Jerry Lucas was most outstanding player for second straight year.
I remember seeing him play at the sports arena, not in his finals, but he came out here playing probably SC or UCLA. Ohio State, yeah. Jerry Lucas, he is a great one.
1961, Elvis Presley performed live on the USS Arizona. Now, wait a minute. That can't be right.
Why not?
The Arizona was sunk in the Pearl Harbor. They reused the name? That can't be right. USS Arizona, 1961. Well, USS.
Good pull. I didn't catch that at all. But you're right.
I mean,
that's the one that has the thing over it, right? Yeah.
Oh, maybe at the monument. Because it says here, USS Arizona benefit concerts. In Hawaii.
Okay. So he was in Hawaii and did a concert there.
Okay.
On the monument or something, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that'd make more sense.
Okay, you got that. I didn't catch that at all, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Kind of an important thing for us,
Yeah.
The Arizona.
Yeah, looks like he's here.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. He's at the hotel. That's just a balcony. I thought he was paying respects or something. But yeah, okay. So, because I was I thought they wouldn't reuse the name out of respect,
Yeah, no, they wouldn't.
So, all right. Well, now we know. Where, in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, 1964 as well. Britain sent memorial for the late President John F. Kennedy. All right. So Britain has a memorial to them. That's interesting.
Yeah.
1 year later, 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. led 25,000 people to state capitol in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
His good old march to Montgomery.
Yeah.
Which I think we reported on that a couple days ago or something when he started. So
May have.
from Richmond to Montgomery.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
96.
He got killed not too long after that, I believe.
When was his death? April 4th, 1968.
Oh,
no,
okay,
this
so
is
it's a
3
number of
years prior. Yeah.
Number of years.
1967, 29th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. UCLA defeated Dayton 79-64. Bruins center Lou Alcindor, later named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, tournament most outstanding player. All right.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep. 1969, Ian Paisley and Ronald Bunting, loyalists in Northern Ireland, were jailed for organizing an illegal counter-demonstration in Armagh on November 30th, 1968.
What were they jailed for?
An illegal counter-demonstration. So essentially, the UK did not want them to counter their demonstration, so they made theirs illegal. Like, oh, you have no rights to protest, essentially.
Okay.
So that's actually going against human rights right there.
Yeah.
But,
Free speech and all of that.
Yep.
Okay.
But keep in mind, Britain is a very imperial, mindset people. They still are. Their very first conquerings, Scotland and Ireland, they're holding with an iron vice grip. So very Soviet, actually, when you think about it. So, 1969, Ian Paisley and Ronald Bunt. Oh, I already wrote that. Yeah. 1969 as well. John Lennon and Yoko Ono staged their first Bed-In for Peace, Amsterdam. Okay.
Yeah. Remember that?
What's the screeching chihuahua gonna do?
Screeching chihuahua?
Yoko Ono.
No.
That's what she sounds like, a chihuahua that's in pain. She's like, that's her.
I'm sorry
singing.
I asked.
Yeah.
I should know better.
Well, I remember seeing there's one video, and then she's literally making noises in the microphone, and then some guy off stage unplugged her mic because it was during some recording, and they just couldn't have it. But it was literally just going into the mic,
Okay.
like how the hell is that art, you psychopath? 1971, James Callaghan spoke at a rally of the Northern Ireland Labour movement, but rejected calls for the Labour Party to open membership to those living in North Ireland. Huh. More of the Ireland stuff we were talking about. 1971 as well, Tom Jones's She's a Lady went gold. I wonder when that's going to get cancelled, if it already hasn't.
No. Song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they went after Aretha Franklin.
They did?
Yeah, I thought I told you.
Again, I don't listen.
No,
What did they do to Aretha Franklin?
she has a song "Natural Woman." Yeah,
I remember that song. Yeah.
Yeah, no, all the trans people are going after it, so they're canceling Aretha Franklin. So I just turn around and say, "Oh, you're just canceling her because she's black." Checkmate. Try to tell me you're not doing that now, huh? So you gotta take their energy and put it back in their face. Show them that they are exactly what they're accusing others of being, because they are.
Yeah.
Got some sports history. 1972, 34th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. UCLA beat Florida 81-76. Sixth straight title for Bruins. Future Hall of Fame center Bill Walton tournament most outstanding player. I can't remember that for some reason.
MVP. Yeah. Can you imagine Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at UCLA? He won all these championships. Right behind that comes Bill Walton, another great all-time.
I've never heard of Bill Walton, but
really.
Yeah,
he's another all-time.
He looks like a wild guy.
Well, that's it when he was a professional.
He
had some knee problems as a professional, so he never, as great as he was,
that's
he had
unfortunate.
kind of a short career. Not short, but it wasn't as intimidating as it could have been if he was healthy.
Yeah.
Still a great career.
Yeah, he got knocked
He's an
out
all-time
early because
great.
of his knee, essentially.
Yeah.
So. But while that was going on, in 1972 as well, Chicago Blackhawks' Bobby Hull became the second NHLer to score 600 goals, with a goal in Boston assisted by his brother Dennis. Yeah, that's right. He and his brother, I think, were the first, brothers in hockey or something. I don't know.
First, okay.
Or maybe it was something
idea.
else. But it is still a rarity to have family members and
it does happen in different sports.
And
to get to the pinnacle of professional
and in
any
politics,
sport is incredible.
And in politics, there's I reported on it a while ago where this one lady and her mom served in the same building or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact semantics.
And in music, who is it? The mother-daughter, Western music.
Sounds familiar.
Still unusual.
Yeah, in any area, not just sports, but in any career, any job,
to get to the
anything.
pinnacle.
To be there, with your
sibling
or parents
yeah.
outside of a family-owned business,
Yeah.
of course. you know, like in an outside family, organized and controlled thing. Yeah, it's a rarity, and it's really cool, you know. But anyway, you got the Ninth Academy of Country Music Awards in 1974. Charlie Rich and Loretta Lynn won. While that was happening, Barbra Streisand recorded the album Butterfly. And in 1975, Linda Ronstadt released cover of the Everly Brothers' 1960 song "When Will I Be Loved" as a single, climbs to number 2 in the charts. I wonder if she ever got the answer. Got some sports history. In 1979, Czech tennis star Martina Navratilova retained her WTA Tour Championship with a 6-3, 3-6, 6-2 win over U.S. teenager Tracy Austin in New York City. 1979 as well, PGA Tournament Players Championship, Sawgrass Country Club. Lanny Wadkins won his windy conditions 5 strokes ahead of runner-up Tom Watson. And once again, Tom Watson was not the winner in this, particular article. So why is he being highlighted? Like, show me a picture of Lanny Wadkins, the winner.
Yeah.
Come on.
True.
1982, Wayne Gretzky became the first NHL, to score 200 points in a season. Of course, he's Wayne Gretzky. 1985, we got the 57th Academy Awards. Amadeus, F. Murray Abraham, and Solly Field won. Well, I wonder what they got against Murray Abraham. They're telling him to F. F. Murray Abraham. F. Scott Fitzgerald. F. those people. I don't know. It's a stupid joke.
Very stupid.
But hey, I'm a stupid person. So, 1985 as well. Edwin Meese.
It's Count Meese.
Edwin Meese III took office as U.S. Attorney General.
Yeah.
All right. 1986, Canadian Kurt Browning became the first figure skater to land a quadruple jump. Ooh. Wow. And he looks like a figure skater. 1986, Men's Figure Skating Championship in Geneva was won by Brian Boitano of the USA.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah. I remember they sung about him in the South Park movie.
Oh, yeah?
There's a whole thing. What would Brian Boitano do if he were here right now? I'm sure he'd kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano would do.
Can't even remember the tune.
Oh, no.
Holy cow.
Oh, no. There's one verse where they sing about...
What your brain maintains is amazing.
It's an 8-pound lump of fat controlled by chemicals and electro, reactions. What can I say?
Can't remember to take off the trash, but I'll remember that.
Yeah, it's essentially a sentient bowl of pudding, So, we got a film release here in 1988, Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. Well, that describes a lot of them. Film written and directed by Pedro Almodovar. That's not as bad as some things you've said, come on. Pedro Almodovar, starring Carmen Mara and Antonio Banderas, was released. And hey, if anybody comes at me with hate, it's just like, hey, you're proving my point. Like, I made you nervous and now you're suing me. Like, 1988 as well, Robin Givens demanded full access to husband Mike Tyson's money. That's a little gold diggerish right there. So, yeah.
I can't remember the situation, but there was some battle that brewed for sure.
I mean, if she wants access to that money, she should put on a pair of gloves, get into the ring, and get her teeth kicked in a couple of times. Earn it.
Well, she's earned her own money for sure. As an actress.
They're overpaid. 1991, 63rd Academy Awards, Dances with Wolves, Kathy Bates and Jeremy Irons won.
Jeremy Irons, great actor.
Yep. Dances with Wolves was a good movie. I've only seen it once, though, but yeah. Got some more sports history in 1991 as well. Alan Border took 568 versus Wee at Florida! Exclamation point. At Georgetown. What the fuck? Seriously, it's in parentheses. There's just an exclamation point. Like, why? I don't understand. How is cricket getting worse?
Cricket.
1992, we got the Cricket World Cup Melbourne MCG. Imran Khan scored 72 in his final ODI as Pakistan defeated England by 22 runs for their first title. Martin Crowe, New Zealand, was a player of series. All right.
Cricket.
Yep. 1996, 68th Academy Awards. Braveheart, Nicolas Cage and Susan Sarandon won. Braveheart is a good movie. I've never seen it, but I've seen Dragonheart though. Well, that also has Sean Connery in it. He voiced the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah. 1999, 13 Soul Train Music Awards. Luther Vandross, R. Kelly, and Lauryn Hill won. All right. R. Kelly really pissed his career away, tell you that.
Why is that?
I told you the other day he enjoyed giving golden showers to underage people.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a whole court thing.
Yeah,
and
okay.
not good.
I didn't want to hear about it again.
You asked.
I know, I didn't remember.
Because you don't listen.
Now I know why.
In the year 2001, 73rd Academy Awards, Gladiator, Russell Crowe and Julia Roberts won. Gladiator, a really good movie.
Yeah, it was
really
a good one.
2001 as well, Nabisco Championship Women's Golf, Mission Hills Country Club. Sweden's Nika Sorenstam shot her a final round 69 to win the first of her 3 titles at this event, 3 strokes ahead of 5 runners-up. Okay. 2 years later, 2003, Capitol/Nashville Records released Rules of Travel, the 10th studio album by singer-songwriter Rosanne Cash, produced by husband John Leventhal. It includes a duet with her father, Johnny Cash. Huh. Interesting. That's a little creepy when you think about it, having singing a duet with your dad.
Yeah.
Like,
dubbed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2012, Peter Cruddas, treasurer of Britain's Conservative Party, resigned after being caught on film stealing or selling access to British Prime Minister David Cameron. Whoa.
Just to back up, I don't think that's creepy at all. I think that's, the love of a father enjoying their voice and overdubbing something with it. I think it's kind of cool.
Well, no, it includes a duet. This wasn't a dubbed over. They sang together.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. When did Johnny Cash die? 2003, September 12th. Okay, so yeah, he was still alive by a couple months. So they sang together, it sounds like. But it also depends on, the type of song. Because most songs are, about, love or feelings or, relationships or something like that. I mean, even country songs, most of them are about, how their truck ran away and they have to ride a train, Anyway, 2013, golfer Tiger Woods returned to his world #1 ranking. Now, he is not related to that other guy, right?
You're right.
Just double checking.
Yeah, no, you confirmed that correctly.
All right. 2015, British musician Zayn Malik announced he is leaving the band One Direction. Well, I guess he decided to go another direction.
Sounds like it.
What can you do with staying on target, only for so long? You got to diversify yourself. Got an event of interest, 2018, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un began a surprise trip to Beijing by train to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping. Yep, evil's meeting evil, and recently there's a whole thing about Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin announcing their alliance and all that stuff, and then Putin's going off about, nuclear war, and Xi looks visibly, nervous.
Were you talking about the meeting between them that took place last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that came out of that no one talks about, though, really, is that the oil that China is buying from Russia, Russia's going to recognize the yuan. Is that
their currency is the petrodollar? Okay.
As opposed to
the US dollar.
The US
yeah.
dollar, which is really huge.
Oh, man. Really. Here we go. I mean, I'm surprised it's taking them this long really to do that, though, because both nations have hated us for a long time. Well, they've never not hated us,
You got
actually.
Saudi Arabia looking at trading in the yuan and everything else, too. I'm not saying they're doing it yet, but they're certainly looking at it. We're just in a bad spot here. I mean, we're getting cornered here.
Yeah, let's classify that as current living history right now, because maybe someday, 100 years from now, somebody's watching this very video, for their homework assignment. I don't know. Anyway, we got the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. United Kingdom's Prince Charles tested positive for Kung flu. 1 year later, Republican-led Georgia State Senate passed restrictive changes to state voting. Brandon called it Jim Crow in the 21st century and a blatant attack on the Constitution. Well, I mean, if anybody's going to know about the Jim Crow laws, it'd be him, because he helps, support them. He was with those people, as you educated me on. Like, he wasn't directly responsible, but he hung out with that crowd during the start of his political career.
He came into the Senate at the very end of that era, so he didn't get tagged with it because he didn't have any bills written under him or
But he worked with it.
But he was working with them, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and then let's see here. Before we move on to births and deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish we'd elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to say had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. You staying with us? Or are you gonna head out? Okay. No. Moving on up into births, starting us off in 1252, we have Conradin, Duke of Swabia, died in 1268. He was son of Conradin IV. Swabia. Sounds a little bit like squab. And then we also got Arturo Toscanini, 1867, Italian cellist and conductor, La Scala, 1898 through 1908, and 1921 through 1921, Metropolitan Opera, 1908 through 15, New York Philharmonic, 1926 through 36, NBC Symphony Orchestra, 1937 through 41, and 44 through 54, born in Parma, Kingdom of Italy. Wow. That's one hell of a resume, dude.
You're not kidding. Arturo Toscanini, or whatever it is.
Arturo Toscanini.
I love that.
Yeah. He's an Italian, the meatball. We got Bela Bartok, 1881, Hungarian pianist and composer, concerto for orchestra, and ethnomusicologist, born in Nagyszentmihalyi, Kingdom of Hungary, Austria-Hungary. Can you do better?
No, it's not even close.
Well, I wasn't close either, so, we're on the same page.
Hey, you gave it a shot. I would just pass on it.
Yeah. A.J.P. Taylor, what's his actual name? Alan John Percival Taylor, 1906.
Percy.
Okay. English historian, The Struggle for Mastery in Europe, 1848 through 1918, Origins of the Second World War, born in Southport, England. Dang. That's some serious historianing, right there. David Lean, 1908, English film director, Dr. Zhivago, Lawrence of Arabia, Ryan's daughter, born in Croydon, England.
Those are some heavy-duty movies he directed.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I guess they were leaning on him.
No.
Lean on lean. Got Jack Ruby, 1911. Why is that photograph so weird? U.S. nightclub owner who murdered assassin Lee Harvey Oswald, born in Chicago, Illinois. Died in 1967. Yeah, that's right. They shut him up after that. They hired a hitman, then they hired a hitman for the hitman, and then they executed the hitman's hitman. How to do a coup? How to assassinate someone and take over while you're in their cabinet. 101. Simon Signoret, 1921, French actress, Casca d'Or, room at the top, born in Weißbasen, Germany. Okay. Why does she have half a bagel on her head? Eileen Ford, 1922, a U.S. modeling agency executive and co-founder, Ford Modeling Agency. I don't believe that's, the Cars one.
No.
Born in Manhattan, New York. All right.
But that's a famous modeling agency.
Yep. She kind of looks like psychopathic and like, yeah. We also have Gloria Steinem. She's 89 today. Born on this date in 1934. Happy birthday, a U.S. feminist and publisher, Miss Magazine. Born in Toledo, Ohio. All right. We also have Aretha Franklin. We were just talking about her.
Yeah.
Hey. Speak of the angel and she may appear. 1942, U.S. singer known as the Queen of Soul. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Think Chain of Fools. Pianist, songwriter, and first female performer inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 1987. Born in Memphis, Tennessee. And died in 2018.
She was the first female rock and roll inducted?
Apparently. Oh, cool. Elton John. Hey, that's interesting. 1947. He's 75 today. The last remaining queen of England right now. English singer, songwriter, and piano player. Rocket Man. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Candle in the Wind. And let's not forget, Short People Don't Got No Reason to Live. That was one of his songs too.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think that was Randy Newman.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Short People. Yeah. Randy Newman.
Okay. Born in Pinner, Middlesex. Yeah, I often get them confused, Elton John and Randy Newman, because they both have done a lot of work for Disney. So.
I had no clue of that.
Yeah, I know Randy Newman hella worked for Disney. You know, he did those songs in Toy Story. You got a friend in me. You know. 1965, Sarah Jessica Parker, U.S. actress, square peg, Sex and the City, born in Nelsonville, Ohio. She's 58 today. Just, you know, it's your birthday. Why the long face? Everybody makes fun of her face, calling her a horse face. So I just had to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Like.
I got you. Yeah.
Family Guy, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, it's from Family Guy. There you go.
This is a horse. And this is her in South Park. Oh my God. That's her in
You're sick.
in Family Guy.
You're sick.
I'm just reporting on what other people have done. Okay, like. Anyway, Tom Galvin, 57 today, 1966, a U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher, National League Cy Young Award in 1991-98, World Series MVP in 1995, 10-time MLB All-Star, Atlanta Braves, and the New York Mets, born in Concord, Massachusetts. I know where that's at.
Cy Young Award.
Yep.
Biggie.
We also have Waldemir Kishishko, 1976, a Ukrainian boxer. He's 47 today. Two-time world heavyweight champion, Olympic gold super heavyweight in 1996, born in Semi, Kazakhstan.
I don't remember him.
I don't know either.
World champion? Come on.
Yeah.
Should have known that.
We also have Casey Neistat, 42 today, born out of the state in 1981, a U.S. filmmaker and YouTube star, born in Gales Ferry, Connecticut. Never heard of this guy.
No.
Casey Neistat. Oh, hold on a second. I wonder, he kind of looks like Tape Guy, or Tape Face. No. Oh, wait, I think I've seen this guy. Yeah, he's a guy who yeah, I've seen, he looks like a little bit like what's his name? The alright guy. Look, I don't know. I've seen him. No, I've seen videos of him. So, alright. Anyway, moving on up, we have in the year 2184, we have Pavel Andreevich Shekhnov, Leningrad, USSR, Star Trek character.
Okay.
So, apparently the USSR is still around in Star Trek. That's interesting. So, or maybe they came back. Maybe Putin was successful. Uh-oh. Moving on up into deaths in 1223, we have Alfonso II, 3rd King of Portugal from 1211 to 23, died at the age of 36.
Jeez.
Pretty
young.
That's pretty young, yeah. Frederick Mistral, 1914, French provincial poet, Nobel of 1904, died at the age of 83. Claude Debussy, 1918, French composer, Nocturnes La Mire, died of cancer at 55. I've seen his picture a couple of times. Oh. Eddie Collins, 1951, a U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame infielder, World Series of 1910, 11, 13, 17, 29, and 30. Wow. 20 years right there. American League MVP, 1914, four-time AL stolen base leader, Philadelphia A's. And the Chicago White Sox died of heart problems at 63. Wow. You know, all those years being all healthy, did he still die of, awful.
Yeah.
Faisal of Saudi Arabia, 1975, was the king of Saudi Arabia from 64 through 75, shot by nephew at 68. Ooh, that's awful.
Yeah, that's not good.
And hey, even in modern day, you want to run a kingdom, well, there's going to be the same, shenanigans that they did back in the 1400s. So
He's well known for his nose.
Huh. God. That is a honker. We also got, who else died on this date? Let's go with Taylor Hawkins, 2022, a U.S. drummer for Foo Fighters, Everlong and My Hero, died at the age of 50. I remember Alice talking about him this time last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Taylor Hawkins, Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Of course. So, but that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar in the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of passive and daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!